Hello, Quest. Brad Pennell here, coming to you from my basement bunker here in Ellisville. Hope you all are doing well. I miss seeing everyone. Just wanted to share something with you today that I shared with the elders a few weeks back. I ran across it when a former colleague of mine posted something to LinkedIn that caught my attention. It's a diagram, and I'm going to put it up on the screen, that just said, who do I want to be during COVID-19? And as I looked through these things, it made me realize that there are a number of emotions and things that I'm feeling during this, and especially at that time a few weeks ago, that probably I needed to process. So I wanted to share this with you, and I actually came up with my own version of it rather than just using what I had found out there. But just to walk you through this a little bit, it says, who do I want to be during COVID-19? And then it talks about the fear zone, the learning zone, and the growth zone. And this particular person talks about hoarding food and toilet paper and medicine over here in the fear zone, or complaining all the time, or transmitting anger and fear-related emotions to others, those types of things. In the learning zone, they start talking about things like no longer compulsively consuming things, letting go of things out of their control, and those types of things. And then out in the growth zone, they're finding a purpose. They're showing gratefulness, finding ways to adapt to changes, those types of things. So I thought that would probably be useful for me to just think through it a little bit. So I created my own. For me, I just called it me during COVID-19. You could replace COVID-19 with just about anything in our lives, and then you could use it for this purpose to just work through emotions and feelings. For me, in the fear zone, I thought about acting out of fear. Complaining and grumbling a bit, being apathetic and passive in my approach to things, probably selfish and having a bit of a pity party at times, allowing fear and anger to impact my relationships. You could probably just ask Joanne, but I would rather that you not do that because I'm afraid of what she might tell you. But that's in the fear zone for me, and I think as I boil that down, I might think of it as to where is God in all of this. And you know, the typical thing people will say is, how could God let this happen? But in my mind, I know that He is sovereign, He's in control. So as I move over to the learning zone, I stopped consuming things that harm me, from food to news. I would tell you the food thing has been pretty hard to manage, being here at home and having access to the refrigerator. But it's something I need to watch. Trying to see the big picture in a world where we get bombarded with the news, and you got the Democrats and the Republicans and everybody's got an opinion on this. It's hard to see the big picture, but if I focus on the big picture, and if I go down here to the bottom and I assume positive intent of others, then I can kind of get my head around and maybe interact with people in a better way. And so that's the learning zone. And what I put here and highlighted in red is, remember what God has promised. Throughout His Word, we could all throw out things about He will never leave us or forsake us. He's our protector, our provider. All of the things that we need on a daily basis, if we just look to Him, He's there. And so I got to remind myself of that in the learning zone. Over in the growth zone, there's things like think of how I can help others, or use my skills in service to those in need, or practice gratefulness. I like this one here. It says, keep it positive. I worked for a guy several times for a course of a number of years, and he always said positive energy. That's what he always told us when things were kind of getting tough in the office. So positive energy would prevail. But in this zone, I think about seeking what God would have me to do in this coronavirus pandemic. And what is God teaching me over here in the learning zone that's going to come in handy here? Now, on a daily basis, maybe hourly basis, I may be going in and out of these things as I just go through my day and I hear news reports or hear about this person or that person that's impacted by the coronavirus. So it's easy to move back and forth. But over here, if I focus my attention and really think about what God would have me to do, I think about Corinthians, where it says that the God of all comfort comforts us in our time of need so that we can comfort others in their time of need as well. So In this particular case, we know there's a lot of people that are going through the same thing we're going through. They're all going to process it in different ways along the lines of something like this. And so we're going to have a unique opportunity to enter into their lives and be able to minister to them in a way that we haven't had the opportunity to do perhaps before. And if we allow God to speak through us, and we're able to articulate the hope that lies within us, then I think we're going to have an opportunity to really impact some people's lives. So I hope this is useful to you. And one thing I'm going to do is give Beth this, which is a blank version of this that she can put out onto the website. And so you'll be able to download this and just pencil it in, write things in there as you're feeling them. See if it helps you work through these things. Maybe some scriptures come to mind that will help you. So stay well out there. I hope to see you soon. And thanks for joining the Tuesday Touch Base.